Good morning, colleagues, sixth grade educators, and any other grade level might just be in the room. We welcome you to the virtual space for the Primary Social Studies first virtual conference in honor of sixth grade. Now, you know that sixth graders, apart from the third graders, are the persons that we really look to in terms of matriculating our students to the next grade level. So hence, you are very vital to the education process. And we hope today that we will give you some strategies to work with your sixth graders. We just work with our first graders and we told them the importance of building a foundation so that by the time the students get to sixth grade, they have a really solid foundation for which the sixth grade teacher can build on. So thank you very much for joining us this morning. And we have a group of dynamic presenters for you. Our topic is spiraling the social studies strands. And if you're a sixth grade teacher, I'm certain that you know that there are strands in social studies. In case you didn't know, you'll find out today what they are. And we can also get you copies to assist you. So don't worry about having copies and all of that. Anything that you need that we can assist you with, we will facilitate it. Today with us in the room, we have all the way from Sadie Curtis, the dynamic Miss Chantel Paul, and she is dynamic in that she assists Ms. Hart in a lot of areas here in the Department of Education, namely with working with the social studies curriculum. That's from first grade, preschool, by the way. We link with preschool straight up to the seventh grade. That's where our linkage is. She also worked with us with developing the social studies, indigenous social studies textbooks. She is also one of very pertinent person on the GLAD exam and assessment nationally for the country. So she comes with a wealth of knowledge. She's also a published author. She published in a local newspaper, a lot of workbooks that is really linked to the curriculum. So we welcome Ms. Paul. She's our curriculum content person here in the room today. Next, we have hailing all the way from the dynamic team teaching school that Ms. Hart attended. No, she didn't teach me, but she is one of the dynamic teachers at Stephen Dillard. So dynamic that she was given the title Miss Teacher of the Year for 2 years. When I was Teacher of the Year, I only had the auspicious occasion for a year, but Ms. Colby got it for 2 years. And she's doing an excellent job in that area. She's going into a 9th year of teaching. She serves as a tech coach. She's also, she has been working closely with Ms. Hart and the 5th grade virtual school group, producing videos, content, ensuring that the learning portal is intact. She's presently producing videos for the platform. So we welcome the dynamic person in the room who will teach us about helping a virtual assessment, Miss Indira Colby. I can hear the applause. I can see them coming. Thank you, 6th grade. And last but not least, we have a young lady who I've been watching from afar. And then I tried to ease her in on our team. I was successful. Glory be to God. I am in the room. We have Miss Joanne Turnquest. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Joanne Turnquest, young, energetic, strong person. She's a web designer. She's a technical expert extraordinaire. She does it with her eyes closed. When I call her, she's looking on her computer, my computer, and she fixes things. So she is serving today in the capacity of helping us with our evaluation. But tomorrow and Friday, she'll be working with all grade levels and helping us to use Facebook and social media for our class purposes. So yes, you might have your social media for you, but we want to encourage you. The social studies unit wants to encourage you to make a virtual space in a fun way through that platform of Facebook and social media to get your students engaged and to keep them engaged. So we want to welcome to the platform today, Miss Joanne Turnquest. Now, after the session, you will be able to discuss the 10 strands flawlessly. You'll be able to say, yes, geography is a strand. Time continuity is a strand. You will know them and know what they mean. What are the implications for teaching and learning? You'll also be able to design activities and come up with assessment tools. And we're going to remind you of the regular assessment tools that you can use, So if we get into the hybrid or we're face-to-face, you'll still remember some of those, and we'll give you some virtual. And you could also use the virtual if you're face-to-face. So we're going to give you the assessment tools so you can discover where your students at and to find out where the learning is taking place. So we welcome you, sixth graders, to the platform today, and we're going to learn spiraling, the social studies strands, an overview, and then in detail for sixth grade. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We now bring on Miss Colby, who will lead us, and then we will be followed by Miss Poor.
Thank you very much for your participation. We want to engage you. So get your typing fingers ready. Now, I had an outburst because a teacher was typing.
I can't tell you the answer. But she said, Miss Hart, I had a long vacation. I can no longer spell. And they almost put me out of the department. I laughed so loud. So if you can't spell, you can use your little, what you call it, your shorthand answer or your LOL type answers. We still understand it. Thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you over to Miss Colby. Have a great session.
Good morning, educators. At the end of the session, the teacher should be able to, number one, discuss the social studies strands. Number two, apply content to social studies strands. Number three, design activities at the grade level to integrate the strands. And number four, examine various assessment tools. So what is social studies? It is the study of how people over time have interacted with each other and their environment. In social studies, we have 10 thematic strands. A strand is an area of study. So we're going to take a closer look at the 10 strands. And the 10 thematic strands in social studies are: number one, culture; number two, time, continuity, and change; number three, people, places, and environment; number four, individual development and identity; number five, individuals, groups, and institutions; number six, power, authority, and governance; number seven, production, distribution, and consumption; number eight, science, technology, and society; number nine, global connections; and number 10, civic ideals and practices. First one is culture. Culture is simply a way of life of the people. And some examples are festivals, traditions that we have in our homes, and then the outer community, and then the island or the country as a whole, religion, political ideas, different parties and whatnot, and then language, our dialect. Time, continuity, and change. This strand deals with history, which opens students to knowledge, skills, and values in exploring their own past and our collective past. So knowing dates and facts that happened in the past and knowing how the world has changed and how it might change in the future. I'm going to give you some dates, and I want you to type in the chat the topic or the phrase for which is associated with the date or the holiday. What happened the first Monday in August? Type your answers in the chat for me, please. The first Monday in August. And the answers are rolling in. Excellent. Very good. Emancipation Day. Here is a second date I want you to consider or to write the answer for. What happened in the second Monday of October? The second Monday in October. Oh, I see something there. So most of you are writing National Heroes Day, but I see someone said Columbus Day, and then someone said Discovery Day. And we know ourselves that that is a history lesson all in itself. We are no longer celebrating Discovery Day, which was celebrated on October 12th. The holiday has now been changed to the second Monday in October, for which it is recognized as National Heroes Day. So that would be the correct answer, not Discovery Day. Great job. People, places, and environment. This strand deals with geography, which allows students to investigate the world through the 5 themes of location, place, interactions, movement, and regions. Individual development and identity. This particular theme or strand is very important. We need the students to be able to know more about themselves, from whence they came and where they want to go in the future. So some examples are: how do people learn? Why people behave the way they do? How do individuals develop from youth to adulthood? Individuals, groups, and institutions. This is when we talk about institutions such as schools, churches, families, government agencies, and courts, and how they play a fundamental role in people's lives and in the development of the individual. How are institutions formed and what controls and influence them? How do institutions influence the culture? And how are they maintained over time? So this is important as you talk about the home and then you branch out to the community, different groups, different organizations, such as which party, government party is the opposition right now? Can you all write the answer in the chat for me? I want the full name. Don't give me the abbreviation. I want the full name. Excellent. Progressive Liberal Party, you are correct. Very good. And we want to encourage the students to expand their thinking as well. Power, authority, and government. This strand helps students to understand development, structures, and functions of rule and law through political science, history, law, and other areas. So here are some questions to consider when you want to bring about the strand in a particular topic. What is power and what forms does it take? Who holds it? And how is it gained, used, and then justified? How are governments created, structured, maintained, and changed? Production, distribution, and consumption. This particular strand is very pivotal. This is something that we all need to take a closer look at, especially in the time of COVID-19. We need to maintain ourselves as a country. We need to increase our exports, and our local production of goods and produce. So this strand reflects economic concepts and issues that will assist students in understanding their roles as producers and consumers in the world. So, what is to be produced and how is it to be organized? How are goods imported and exported? This particular theme, when it is combined with a topic from the curriculum, would make an excellent project with getting our business mind students thinking and getting things going. Science, technology, and society. This strand helps students to view the advantages and disadvantages of the use of technology in modern society. This theme draws upon the history, geography, economics, civics, and government. Global connections. Interdependence is the key attribute in the world of every student, and this theme supports this understanding. Therefore, this strand tells us who we are in the world and our interdependence. Civic ideals and practices. This thematic strand deals with the rights and responsibilities of a citizen. What is citizenship? What is my role, my rights, and responsibilities as a citizen? This particular strand also deals with what we are currently experiencing with the COVID-19. Just the other day, we had a few persons that joined together to stand up for their rights in regards to the lockdown of the country. It is important to use these current events to expand on topics that are taught throughout the curriculum. It gives a deeper understanding, a deeper application of the content taught. So with the 10 thematic strands that I just mentioned and glossed over, they have been condensed into 5 main strands, which is geography, history, culture, economics and resources, and government. And we want to do as best as we can to bring out each of these strands in every topic that is taught, so that the students can get a deeper understanding and so that they can retain the information and apply it when they're taking exams and even in their everyday living. Ms. Paul is going to come on now to give you a deeper look at geography and how to use the skills in your lessons.
Good day, colleagues. My apologies, colleagues. So let's begin again. We're looking at Brazil, Carnival, coffee, and rainforest. So we broke down or we detailed 5 areas of the strands: geography, history, government, economics and resources, and culture. Now we're going to go step by step because after I've modeled 2 for you, you will be able to do 1. So geography, we're looking at the continent of where Brazil is, the cities, ocean, geographic structures, and features. So right now in the chat, could you please type in the continent on which Brazil is found? We're going to be moving quickly. So typing quickly, as quickly as you can. The continent on which Brazil is found. Okay, so now, what is the ocean that borders Brazil? The ocean. Now we move into the history strand. So when you speak about Brazil, you may want to talk about the Lucayans and their migration from Brazil. And then you may be able to want to connect how culture comes in with the history, with Carnival, and how it's related or comparable to our junk canoe. And then you have government, the capital city, the type of government, the official language in Brazil. What is the official language of Brazil? Please type it quickly into the chat. Good job. All right. Now, when we look at economics and resources, we want to look at the rainforest and its value to the planet and Brazil's exports to the world. So for right now, I need you to think carefully and just type one value of the rainforest to the planet. What is the value of the rainforest to the planet Earth? Okay, good. We know We have a lot of medicinal plants. We have a lot of species of animals and plants, and it gives us oxygen. Okay, here's your second example. The Bahamian way of life. Your topic, your strand, and your details. When we look at the Bahamian way of life in geography, we look at continents, geographic structure, bodies of water. We will look at the continent of Africa and the continent of Europe, because we know that's where our historical connections are. Our bodies of water will be the Atlantic Ocean. And I need you right now, very carefully, to tell me 2 African influences on our Bahamian way of life. For example, we know if I ask the European, you will tell me, oh, we got a lot of our dance steps from the waltz or the polka from Europe. So now I want you to give me 2 areas that we got our historical and cultural, history and cultural we mix together. So give me some culture that we got from our African ancestors. You can look at dishes, festivals, beliefs, traditions. Okay, we'll wait for about 10 more answers and then we'll move on. So now we move to government. We know our capital city. Could you please type in quickly the capital city of the Bahamas? City. Okay, we have some fast answers there. Nassau. Then we look at the type of government, the laws, our official language, English. And then we go to economic and resources, how we live from the land and the sea. Now we're going to move to a blank slide of the strands and what I want you to do. So listen carefully. I want you to take 1 strand or take as many strands as you can and give as many details as you can for each strand. We're going to give you about 2 minutes and then I will present possible answers.
Morning to the rising sun. It's bonefish season, and they on the run. I gotta find bonefish food. Some. When it comes to bonefishing, he's #1. He's bonefish food.
Please be reminded to type the strand and then type in the details for me, please. Strand and then detail.
Red feed, shallow flats, and garden key. His drops in the bite, he say that's where it does be. Like US President Nixon, he's legendary. He's bonefish food. So he that lowly. Goldfish folly.
You have a minute left.
Only. Standing at the shoreline as he cruised on in. Get the put off his boat engine. Seagulls gather to feed as they glean. The catch of the day, both fat and lean. Now won't fish fall. He's so meek and lowly.
Okay, your time is up. Here are some of your possible answers. So you will talk about the continent of North America, the Atlantic Ocean, the region of the Caribbean. Some people may say the West Indies. We'll talk about Britain, coming from Britain and Africa, the European settlers, the African slave, colonization, still being under British rule, the British parliamentary system and how we have adapted to that, the law courts and our membership with the Privy Council. Then you would have your industries, your exports, your heritage, national symbols. When we became independent, we wanted to have our own national symbols. Okay, could you type in the chat if you have seen this map before and where you've seen it? Those who are familiar with this map. Now, on this map, we are going to be looking at, legend, direction, latitude and longitude, grid, square, and scale. Your legend, if you look in the top right-hand corner, that is your map key or legend. And at the top of most maps, or all maps, you should see a compass. You may just see the main point, or you may see the 4 cardinal points. But in grade 6, we are dealing with 8-point directional compass. Then below that, you will see the depth of the ocean, and the dots will name settlements. So the first skill we're going to practice is direction. Your first question, and you have to type your answer quickly into the chat because we're going to be moving along each skill as quickly as we can to get you to the evaluation phase, assessment tool. Grand Bahama, Freeport, Grand Bahama. I am moving from Freeport, Grand Bahama and traveling to San Salvador. In which direction did I travel? And teachers, if you do not have atlases, you can snap a picture of this map, project it on the screen, and do the same thing that I'm doing with you. Your next question. I am in Marsh Harbor, Cove. Shout out to Pernell Higgs. Okay, Marsh Harbor, Cove. I am in Marsh Harbor, Cove. I took a boat to Nicholstown, Andros. In which direction did I travel? Okay, quickly. Very good job. Let's try another skill, latitude and longitude. So I'm going to give you latitude 78 and 77 degrees west. Name 4 settlements or 4 cities or main towns between latitude 77 degrees west and 78 degrees west. Typing quickly. 4 settlements. Good job, guys. Now we're going to move to, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Longitude 77 and 78 degrees west. Now we're going to move into latitude. So I need you to give me 2 islands that fall between latitude 23 degrees north and 22 degrees north. 23 degrees north and 22 degrees north. Islands, only islands, not settlements, islands. Very good. Ragged Island, Crooked Island, Acklands, and Mayaguana. Okay, our next skill, grid square. So when we look at grid square, we're going to be looking at the X and Y axis. So on your X axis, you will see the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. And on your Y axis, you will see the numbers 1 through 7. So here's your first question. In which grid square location is Cat Island located? In which grid square location is Cat Island located? So you want to get to this box right here, this square. Very good. F3. F3. So now I am going to reverse question for you. Which island is found in square D7? D7. Very good. Abaco. Now to our final scale, the scale. If you look to the bottom of your map, you will see the scale, and the units on the scales are in kilometers and miles. And when we measure from dot to dot, settlement to settlement, or town to town, we make a notch at the 0 mark, and we make another notch wherever the next settlement ends. So for example, we want to measure from New Providence to Eleuthera. And we should get about 140 kilometers or 75 miles. We're back to Brazil, and your map key is showing. I want you to look carefully at it. You have your cities, your capital cities. City is a bigger box. So now we go into zoom in, and you can do this with your students. Remember, if you don't have books, you can use your computer. And we have zoomed into Brazil. So you can look at lakes, rivers, cities, and on a physical map, you should be able to look at where the mountains, if there are mountains, and rivers. I will do that again. You can zoom in and discuss. And you can see your capital city You can see several other cities where carnival is held. And then we zoom out. General knowledge questions. We're going to get a practice in general knowledge questions. And general knowledge may come from these areas: national leaders and national anthem protocols, national symbols, landmarks near your school, culture, islands of the Bahamas, hot topics or current event in the news. Now, the fastest fingers, let's see who has the fastest fingers for your first question. Which industry is the second largest industry in the Bahamas? Okay. Excellent job. My grade 6 teachers are smart. Yeah, you all are smart. Okay, we're moving to the next question. The answer, we'll show you the answer, and it's banking or finance. Sing and write the words for the song, Let Your Mind Blank, Blank, Blank. Let your mind blank, blank, blank. If you know the songs, I can see that you've been listening to Bahamian music or nothing. You have been paying attention to your Bahamian station. Your answer, become a tool from the song Get Involved. The original song by Dr. Oz. Next question. Which islands are part of the Northwest Bahamas? And I want all of them in the Northwest, not the extreme Northwest. There are 3 in the extreme Northwest, but I want the 7 in the Northwest Bahamas. Let's go, type quickly. Smart, right? Smart. Mhm. Okay, you have 5 seconds left. And here is your answers. Abaco, Grand Bahama, Berry Island, Bimini, Andros, New Providence, and Eleuthera. And I hope you were noticing that the strands were at the top before the question where you could integrate it. Now we welcome Miss Indira Colby back.
Okay, educators. We're going to look at some assessment tools that you can use virtually for your students. We have traditional assessment tools such as worksheets and essays that we traditionally use to get our grades, right? But virtually, we want you to use some digital tools as well, such as Kahoot, quizzes, Edpuzzle, live worksheets, Google Slides, and Google Forms. And with these virtual assessments or these digital tools, you should have saw some tutorials back in April when we had the webinars. I will also put up the link in case any of you missed it and you need to see it again and get your credit hours. The link will be up shortly. Along with these traditional assessment tools for which you put in your questions and then the platform grades it for you and sends you the grades in a spreadsheet, we want you to look at some non-traditional assessment tools as well. Some of the students are going to get very bored sitting behind the screen all day. So we want to encourage you to incorporate some hands-on activities in your planning sessions and what you want the students to do, such as models and crafts, songs, drawings, comic strips. In grade 6, we have a lot of boys who love to draw. poems, role plays, get them dressed up, and then they go ahead with their Alcatel camera, their Hawaii phone, and they go ahead and record themselves acting out a topic in the curriculum. Your vocabulary drill word cube. You can do digital word find puzzles, 25 words or less. They could interview or do talk shows with people in their family or their neighborhood, do dramatization videos. Possibilities are endless. When you're doing these non-traditional assessment tools, however, we want you to create a rubric so that the students could know what they will be graded by and what is expected of them. You can also have a model or an example that they can follow, right? Because like I said, these are assessment tools. If you're going to use these for grades, you have to let them know what it is you expect. We are going to take a closer look at one of the digital tools, which is Edpuzzle. And I love this because grade 6 is very content heavy. And I know many of you would have created videos or would have viewed videos from the virtual platform back in April. And with these 5-minute, 6-minute videos, some of the students, they have it playing. Some of them may not pay attention, but with Edpuzzle, it pauses every so often and asks a question. And the students have to answer the question before moving on. And then you can get the grade, or you can just use it as a tool to see if the child actually watched the video and retain some information from it. So I'm going to pull it up for you. Give me a second to share my screen. Okay, so you all should be able to see my screen. We're going to look at the topic, our trading partners. This video was created by Ms. Chantel Paul, and I'm going to guide you through it. So let's just get started.
Session of Supersonic Social Studies. My name is Chantel Paul, and our topic for today is our trading partners. By the end of the video, the students will be able to 1. Define the chapter's vocabulary. 2. Locate countries on a world map. 3. Discuss advantages and disadvantages of trading. 4. Understand that trade impacts economies. Before we begin, let us review what we already know about the topic. Here's a scenario. Sammy and Jaden are about to enjoy their lunch break. Sammy's mother packed a sandwich, an apple, some Oreo cookies, and 3 icy Capri Sun juices. Jaden usually brings money, so he asked Sammy to exchange the juice for his potato chips or sell it to him for $1. The boys traded. Exchanging products or buying and or selling a product is called trade.
Okay, as you can see here, my screen paused and the question showed up on the right of the screen. It says, what does trade mean? And it's a simple question at the knowledge level, but the question is there just to see if they remember the definition that was just mentioned. Remember, we want to see that the children are paying attention. So, is it exchange or the selling of and buying of goods, or is it learning a new skill? I'm going to select the answer. This is actually a multiple choice question. You can also insert open-ended questions if you want to. The persons also have the option of rewatching or skipping. So I'm just going to select the answer. I'm going to submit, and we got it right. So now I'm going to click continue, and then the rest of the video will go on.
Import, trade, service, trading partner, country of origin. Import. The prefix "im" means into. The base word port means town or city within a country. Import, to buy from another country. Export. The prefix "ex" means out of. The base word port means town or city within a country. Export, to sell to another country. Trade, the buying and selling of goods or items. Service, something that can be sold but is not goods. For example, banking, insurance, and tourism. Country of origin, this is the country where someone or something comes from. Trading partner, a country that exchanges goods with another country. The Bahamas imports many of the items we need from the USA, which has plenty of natural resources, raw materials, and labor to make manufactured goods. But we also buy goods from other countries, including but not limited to Japan, Brazil, Canada, Britain, Switzerland, New Zealand, and Australia. Most of the cars on our streets were made in Japan or the USA. Much of the food that we eat comes from the USA and Canada. We also trade with a number of other CARICOM countries. We'll learn more about these.
Okay, question popped up again. In the chat, I want you to tell me which one of these options is the correct answer. Can you name one of the mentioned countries that we trade with? Is it Japan or Slovakia? All right, and the answers are rolling in. You all are correct. It is Japan. I'm going to select the incorrect answer so you can see what the screen would look like for the student. And here it says 0 out of 100, which in at the end, once they're completed, it will send a report to your account. And by the way, Edpuzzle is free. It's free. It will send the report to your account and you will be able to see the grade that the child got. With your students, they will have to sign up as well, or if you assign the assessment to them, you will have to insert their email so that the grades can transfer over to your account. They also have the option of rewatching here, or they can skip. But if they skip, the question will come back up at the end of the video, okay? I have 2 options for this multiple choice. You can go all the way up to 4 options if you please.
All countries must have something to sell in order to buy or import those things they need but cannot produce themselves. If they have too much of anything, they can export it. The buying and selling of goods is called trade. In the Bahamas, we are not able to manufacture or make much for export. Instead, we sell our services to the world through tourism and banking. The USA is our main export market. Because the Bahamas is close to the USA, which has a large population, many Americans use our services. In return, the Bahamas imports many of those products it needs from the USA. This means we are trading partners. Reasons why tourism is sold by the Bahamas. Our climate is subtropical. It is mostly sunny all year round. The Bahamas can promote many different islands and keys. We have more than 700. We have beautiful beaches, white and pink sand, and clear turquoise seas. We have friendly people. The Bahamas is also close to the USA, our main trading partner, and it is also close to Canada. After tourism, the second most important service exported by the Bahamas is its banking services. Almost all the major international banks have an office in the Bahamas. They bring income to the Bahamas. One export that is unique to the Bahamas is cascarilla bark, which is used in making a drink called Campari, a kind of rum. Other items for export can be just first stage in a manufacturing process. Trade allows countries to obtain needed goods and services. It helps them to make more money. It also helps them to maintain a friendly relationship with other countries. Natural resources are conserved. It creates jobs in the producing countries, and it allows countries to buy products at a cheaper price. Some disadvantages of trading. Countries spend a lot of money on imports and sometimes still receive inferior quality of goods. Countries may become more dependent on allies for particular goods. Should an ally withdraw its services, the unemployment numbers in the dependent country will rise. Producing countries can also exhaust their resources if they're not careful. Discussion and research for cooperative groups. Number 1, can you name 2 international banks in the Bahamas? Number 2.
All right, so we've come to the end of the video, and Ms. Paul included some discussion research questions, or which can be used as homework. The question says, can you name 2 international banks? You can use the BTC telephone directory or Bahamas Local to help you. So the students can then go to their browser, type in either Google search or Bing use Bahamas Local and find the answers, and then they can plot it, type it right in to the section right here. And with this open-ended question, I can have the video pausing after each question. So this one just paused after number 1. After they didn't put in their answer, then I click submit. And then the next question can pop up after they click continue. You can do it like that if you want to. You can put in as many questions as you want throughout the video. It doesn't have to be so long stretches like how I had it. I think this tool is excellent, like I said, because the videos that you have to share with your students are going to be content rich. And we don't want the information passing over their heads. We want them to be engaged, and we want them to interact with the video as well, as if we're actually teaching this lesson live to them in the classroom. You know, when you're teaching in the classroom, you're talking and someone digging in their desk playing with a pencil, and then you have to call their name and then say, Johnny, what does trade mean? And you know, you just said what trade mean, but because you know he wasn't paying attention, you're going to call him out, right? With these videos, with Edpuzzle, this is basically the same concept. With the video playing, they may not be paying attention, but because they have to answer the question before moving on, it helps them to become engaged, to remember the information. And it also allows you to know if they actually watch the video rather than just sending them a YouTube link and then you don't know if they viewed it or not, right? How many of you think that you can use this platform in your sessions and in your planning? Let me see it in the comments. Yeah. Yep. You have to keep them engaged. This is how we have to do it virtually. And the tools I mentioned before, like quizzes and Kahoot, you can do these lessons live and you could get them to do it. And then someone said with proper planning and time, yes. This using Edpuzzle was very easy. Like I said, view the tutorial on the website. Inputting questions was very easy. The hardest part, I think, would be creating your video. And if you're going to use the videos that other teachers have already created from back in April, it's going to be even easier. You just put it in and go. If you want to use YouTube, you can research and type in the topic on YouTube, and it imports it for you. You don't have to download from YouTube and then upload. It imports it for you because the search is already there. View the tutorial, you get all the information, all right? So I am going to now pass. Oh, someone said, is this available through Microsoft Teams or one-on-one? Yes, you're going to do this in collaboration with the Microsoft Teams or one-on-one. Just like how you're going to use Google Slides or PowerPoint in collaboration with, you're going to use this in collaboration with. You're going to post the link on the one-on-one, or you can do a live session using Microsoft Teams. Just like how I did a live session with you using Zoom, right? I'm going to hand over the session now to Ms. Hart as she gives us the closing, and the evaluation link will be posted. Thank you all.
I'm not a party,
now I want us to all get up, shake a leg, and I want you to tell me culturally, what dance move did you use? Now I'm getting up, shake a leg. Miss Colby giving me some music. Shake a leg. In this virtual space, you have to move to get some move going and then get your students moving. All right? I did a little bit heel and toe. You tell me what you did, what move you used. What Christopher used? Heel and toe? Excellent. Anyone else did a move? Now we get to keep our learning fun and integrate even across the spiral curriculum, but we also want to put in those interdisciplinary areas such as the music, the scientific, right? So you can get some little movement in there, get your students moved, all right? I want to thank the team, and I had an excellent panel. I see we had in the room, we had a principal who did a very first workshop back in the day with me, Miss Burnell Hicks. She was in there answering some questions. Shout out to the Stephen Dillard persons who were there supporting Miss Colby, and Sadie Curtis persons supporting Miss Paul. And then I also had some social studies coordinators in the room. I want to tell you where some questions that we have. Each school in New Providence has a social studies coordinator that is always in contact, constantly in contact. If you cannot get Ms. Hart, I see persons needing the curriculum. It's being printed, but I can facilitate you with the draft form so you can look across the curriculum. If you need it, I put my email in there so I can send it to you, straight to you. And we want to give a shout out to Ms. Jane Hinsey at EP Roberts. I don't know if she is still there. Miss Elena Riley, Miss Anika Gibson. Ms. Gibson worked with the virtual school as well in the summer. Anyone else out there that I didn't see, but we really got a great commendation from Miss McKinsey, who commended the team. You know, we also need to be encouraged. Thanks, Miss McKinsey, for acknowledging that this group, Tina McKinsey, thank you, we appreciate you. So my email is in there if you want to contact us. We're also in the process of developing some videos, those that you saw used today. And some persons asked for some assistance. So once you contact us, we will work with you as best we can to get even videos directly to you, but they will be placed on the platform, on the platform as well. So you want to have the content, and then you want to have some ideas of assessment tools so you can make your virtual learning fun, engaging, meaningful, and students are still learning and probably even learning more because you have more one-on-one interaction with them. So thank you once again for joining us. I see persons from Abaco. I taught in Abaco many, many moons ago. So I welcome you again, all the way from Grand Bahama as well. Our first person to log on was from Grand Bahama, from Bartlett Hill. So we appreciate all of you that came in, and we want you now to assist us with helping you further by filling out the evaluation form, okay? Coming to assist us with the evaluation form, and if you have a challenge, you can let us know because we just worked out a person who couldn't get on through their ministry site. Ms. Turnquist was able to get them the evaluation form in her special way. So work with Ms. Joanne Turnquist in completing the evaluation forms. We look to see you tomorrow. Look for the registration for Facebooking. We will show you how to produce Facebooking and other social media platforms for your students. So you want to be in our session on Thursday or Friday for Facebooking. Thank you once again, and I'll send the email so you can email me. I will give you the scope and sequence that include all of the strands across the curriculum. God bless you and have a great one and a wonderful school year.